And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. I have to figure out what's the problem with this system, why it cuts off the countdown like that. But anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And this is where we talk about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. And I know. And if that's your thing, then you're in the right place. But I'd like to ask you guys one question in the chat. How is the weather where you are? And if the weather is nice where you are, have you been able to get out and fly your drones today? Put it in the chat. Let me know how the weather is where you are and if you've been able to get out and fly your drones today. Lawrence, how are you doing on this somewhat kind of gloomy but humid Wednesday?
I'm okay. I'm all right. Sky is overcast. I'm okay. I've been
Yeah,
sitting in AC all
partly
day.
cloudy, right? The sun's been
It's
like
supposed to
in
be
and out.
partly cloudy,
No, it
but the
is. The
sky
sun's
is
been
going
out.
out.
The sun's been out a little bit here and there. It's been peaking. It's peaking.
Yeah, it tried a couple of times. I'm good, man. Just another week, another stream. You know how it go.
Well,
Northside, Dominic, what's up?
I'm back to the two phone system again. The one phone system wasn't working for me. I kept not getting my calls, so I had to go back to the two phone system.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, they tell you they try to sell you on the system, and then when you get it, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
What happens? You go
At
back.
least it doesn't work the way you want it to.
The hell was that?
Alerts.
Oh, I heard a screech.
Well, that's something else. That's
Oh,
what you heard was something else. But how are you guys out there in the chat doing? Let me know. How are you guys doing? How is your Wednesday going, guys? No, what you heard, if you heard a screech, that was something else. The phone doesn't screech. It might have a
okay.
couple of
It
bells and
sounded like it was on my end.
it might have a couple of bells and stuff like that, but no screeching.
Yeah, because I had turned up the TV because I could barely hear you.
Oh, that means I'm going to get the echo. Then is what you're saying.
Well, that's probably what that screech was going
I
into the
didn't
mic.
screech. Oh boy.
Oh, Eldon says he's in transit,
He's in
but he's
transit.
listening to the stream.
Okay.
The sun always shines on Long Island, or I have sunshine on a
Is that
rainy
right?
day.
I hear that.
That's John Olson.
I hear that, John.
Louisiana, how are you?
What's going on, man? Yeah, I hear that, John. If the sun always shining on your side of town, then that's a good thing.
This is true. And you're right, the sun is breaking out just as we speak.
Breaking out of where?
Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. We're kind of bummed out here. Well, at least I am because Evil Muck's been effing up like the last month and a half.
I mean,
You
it's
don't know what it
okay.
is to get
It's
to
okay.
stream.
It's just doing some little quirky things. But other than that, let's get it on. Let's get the show going. But you know what I wanted to. Oh, hey, what was that?
What?
I just had a flicker on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't see anything. I was in the chat.
Yeah, YouTube screen just did a quick flicker. But anyhow,
Okay.
hopefully everything holds and stays together for the next 2 hours so we can get this in because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got, guests coming to hang out with us and we got things happening tonight. But you know what I wanted to talk about, Lawrence? I noticed that a lot of guys are having a lot of fun with that Avata 360.
Yeah.
And still the biggest complaint is like, how do we get our hands on DJI drones? Well, finally, and it's becoming a regular thing now. It's been a regular thing for a little over a month now that B&H has been able to get their hands on the DJI drones that they were trying to get for so long. So if you're looking for an Avata 360, B&H has got them. So get on over there and get yourself one of those drones.
Yeah, I see a lot of work with them. It's I saw this fly through that was really stunning. It
Mhm.
was 4 minutes, but it was a hell of a fly through.
For 4 minutes, yeah, I bet.
So he pulled out all the bells and whistles.
You know what's the best part about the 360 shooting is the fact that you can do all of the keyframe. You can even keyframe what do you call it? What do you, dolly zoom. So I mean,
Yeah,
I can fly the dolly zoom with the Mavic,
right.
but you can keyframe the dolly zoom with the 360.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I have to look into that because
Well, you
that's
gotta think about
probably
it.
in the Insta360 software.
Well, you gotta think about it. It's shooting every angle.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess you could probably do it in post.
That would be interesting. I'd like to try something like that.
Hey, you know what else they have over there at B&H?
What's that?
They
What
have
else they got?
they got the flagship drone that everybody really seems to want, which happens to be the Mavic 4
Oh,
Pro. So you can grab the Mavic 4 Pro over
but
there,
there's none in stock.
the Fly Moors. What happened?
There's no more. I know there's no regular Mavics and fours in stock. Is
Well,
that one still in stock? The Fly More?
the 4 Pro, well, I mean, quite sure that B&H can work something out.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
But they've always advertised it, and usually whenever anything that I've actually ordered from B&H, whether they had it in stock or not, they got it for me.
Yeah, okay. I could understand that. I got a couple of '03 units from them when they had them in stock.
You know what else I wanted to mention to you that I saw?
What's that?
Um, Skyrover, right? I don't know if you saw it or not, but it seems like they got a smart controller. Ken Heron, right?
Hmm.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's a smart controller. What I will say, it's a controller with an integrated screen because Ken Heron did a review on the Skyrover, and he had a controller that looks just like the same color as the what's that, the RC Pro,
Yeah.
but it's a regular integrated screen controller for the Skyrover.
Okay.
You know, he had a picture of it. I don't know. See if you can see that there real quick. The Skyrover in the middle there on the screen. See that? Did you see that? Did you see it? Did you see it?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? So yeah, Skyrover, I guess, has got this new controller coming, but I'm wondering because it they're not an American company. You understand? We know that they're made over in Malaysia, just like the DJI Enterprise drones. Um, is this going to be approved for the states, or is Ken Heron the only one that's got one?
Hmm. Good question. Is it
So
going to make it to the United States?
yeah, that's one I'm yet to see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm quite sure that if anybody else covered it on any other live stream, I didn't catch any other live stream this week because the game was the other night, so I didn't watch nothing.
Oh, I hear you.
And if
I hear
anybody's
you.
on
Hey,
the
Lloyd, how are you, man? What's up?
hey Lloyd, what's going on? And if anybody's on the night, I ain't watching it again because the game is gonna be on. I'm just saying up front, I'd have to catch all of the replays of everybody straight.
It does look so much like the RC Pro.
Yeah.
It looks like a splitting image, but the innards are probably way different.
Well, see, that's the thing. The RC Pro is technically really a smart controller because you can download to the RC Pro.
Yes, yes,
You
it has.
can't
You have hard
download.
drive space.
You can't download to the regular controller.
No, you can't. To the RC, no. The regular
You
RC, no,
can
you
do
cannot.
regular updates and stuff like that, but you can't download any software to it like you can with this
Right.
with the RC Pro and the RC Pro for the Enterprise drone.
You know that's just a matter of software, right? But
Yeah, and probably some of the guts that they put in it too, because if you look at the weight of the two controllers, they didn't just make one heavy and make the other one light.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is true. Very, very true. Let me see how. All right. Well, it's that time.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And why?
It's time for roll call.
I don't want to do roll call. I don't want to. I don't
Well,
want
I
to.
don't either. It'll be short and sweet.
I don't want to do roll call. I don't want.
It'll be short and sweet. All right.
I guess it is time for roll call, right? I guess.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. All right. Well, anyway, let me give a quick shout out to Lloyd, Grumpy Vlogger. How are you? How are you, Lloyd? I hope all is well. Peter Drone, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. How are you? I hope all is well. To you as well. Brian, Waypoint, New England, up north from us here in New York. How are you, Brian? Well, thanks for coming to the stream. Representing Long Island, Strong Island, John Olson. How are you, sir? Hope all is well.
Hey, John.
Louisiana Helicam. How are you doing on this fine day, sir?
What's
Steve,
going on?
they had hail yesterday across the pond. SJM Drones Media. How are you, Steve? And last but not least, we have Eldon, Takeoff, Lift, and Land. He's traveling. He's commuting. Rob, feet on the ground, is here earlier.
Good, Rob.
Northside, Dominic, to you guys, good morning to you and Rob over in Australia. Hope you guys are doing well. And Frank Rizzo, final last but not least. Shout out to you, Frank Rizzo. Joey. That's it. Short and sweet, see?
Now, how many people was that?
Give or take. Well, the stats only say a dime.
Yeah, they said we got
and
10
here,
people watching.
if I go to the top of the box to see who's chatting
We got 10
in here, it
people.
probably won't tell me. Participants.
What
It has a
about you?
handful.
One
Gator,
chat.
Gator, Lloyd, you, Waypoint, everyone's majority listening from what it seems.
So, guys, feel free to hit the like button whenever you can.
Yeah, we appreciate
It
that.
doesn't cost anything to hit the like button if you're
Not
listening. Well, I mean, if you're listening, then there's got to be something you're hearing that you like.
Well, no, you have your lurkers that sit there and chill, and so.
When you said you got the note takers,
Mm-hmm.
we got a lot of stuff happening tonight. And one thing that we have going on tonight, we have a special guest coming to co-host with us. He is the Director of Regulatory Affairs at the Great Lakes Drone Company and one of the founders of or founding members, I should say, of the Michigan Coalition of Drone Operators, Mr. Ryan Latourette.
Hello. Thank you for having me on again.
Hey, Ryan, how are you? Now,
Good.
I'm going to tell you, on my screen, it shows us here, and you overlapping, but on the live stream, it's normal.
Huh.
On the
Yeah,
live
it's-
stream, it's normal, so ignore Evil Mux.
The
See, now
software-
it looks perfect.
The
Now it looks
software is
perfect
wigging
here.
out because
Okay, now it looks good now.
each button is cutting the other button off. I noticed.
Yeah, Evil Mux is muxing up.
Interesting. Well, I'm actually joining from my iPad because I was trying to join with my computer and it decided to do a reboot. And Microsoft has a lot of updates it wants to take. So, okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
These
What's up,
electronic
Ryan? How are you?
devices today are just doing what they want to do and doing their own thing.
Yeah,
But
This is
how,
true.
how are you doing since we last spoke?
I'm good. It's been, what, a month or 6 weeks or something like that at least.
Yeah, at
And,
least something like that.
we've gotten some flying weather, so it's
Mhm.
been all right.
Okay.
Well, I've been flying at construction sites. I don't do too much flying for fun anymore. And you know what? I have to take that back because I do have a lot of fun flying at the construction sites because flying around some of the big machinery and stuff like those big trucks and stuff like that, that could be kind of fun. but now I get to whiz around in the high skies of Manhattan.
Yes, yes. It is fun.
And honestly,
Well, and with
I'm
construction,
having
you get to
fun
see
with it.
that progression too. You get to see it's
Yeah.
coming to life right before your eyes, month
Oh
after
yeah.
Yeah.
month, right?
When we started, they were at the dirt, and now they're topping off the building.
And I got the opposite experience yesterday, where I flew a tornado. So
Oh, get
uh,
out!
see
How
all
was
the
that?
destruction.
A tornado.
Tornado just about maybe 5 miles away from here. So
Wow.
yeah,
That sounds dangerous.
that's fun. Oh, if you've never storm chased, you got to try. It's quite an experience.
You know what's funny? I know someone else that does it, and they were telling me about it, and they one of the biggest problems that they had where they were complaining about the fact that the storm was coming down too bad that they couldn't go up.
Yeah.
Well, it does not matter how close. Well, should I say how far were you? Because you should be at the distance, a
Yeah,
good
well,
distance.
that's the challenge is storm chasing. You want to get as close as you can
Mm-hmm.
and yet stay far enough away to be safe. And sometimes chasing those storms, you got to come at them from the correct angle, or you're in trouble.
What were you flying?
I flew a Mavic yesterday.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, I didn't fly as the tornado was going. I flew the aftermath, but
Oh, all
it was a
right,
high
all right.
precipitation storm, so there was no flying anyway.
I got you.
Okay,
Well,
all
Ryan, you
right.
know what I wanted to ask you about?
You bet.
This section 2209, the NPRM on fixed sites. What's going on with this? And
I'll tell you, this has been the pipe dream
oh yeah.
of the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI and Secret Service, as well as private industries. And I don't know. Quite frankly, 2209 is the idea that they are going to place limits on UAS flying around or over what they are deeming as critical infrastructure. So CISA is the organization that kind of defines critical infrastructure, and it's as big as things like nuclear plants. Should we fly drones around nuclear plants, right?
Right.
Which makes sense. Okay, don't fly around nuclear plants. Now, at the same token, I will tell you, they've tested this out in France, where somebody flew a drone directly into a nuclear
Nice.
reactor, and it bounced off and fell and broke, and that was it. You're talking about feet thick of concrete. You aren't damaging that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But some of
Right.
these other areas, and this is where it gets really concerning, is things like power plants, okay, electric lines, what? Railroads, right? So you're not going to be able to fly over a railroad.
Okay.
Well, that eliminates a lot of areas, and
It
so you get
does.
things like prisons, what have you, and then you start getting into private industry. So a manufacturing plant could be considered critical infrastructure.
I got
A
you.
dam.
Depending on what they're manufacturing.
Yeah, or they are like Disney and they ring up their senator and say, please get us a TFR. We want to be
Yeah.
excluded.
That's interesting. Now you know what I've realized, Lawrence. I cannot direct anything to anyone that's in the chat
What do you mean?
in YouTube. Like when you,
Oh, you can't put the @ sign and
no, I can
directly.
put it. It just doesn't bring them up.
Oh, that I don't know what's going on. It's moving slow anyway, but
There's a whole lot going on. But anyhow, yeah. Back to this NPRM. I know guys have to put in their comments and stuff like that. There's always a link in the description for the Drone Advocacy Alliance for you guys to be able to go there and put in your comments and stuff like that. The guys that are interested in comment. But I'm looking at this. This like it. seems like it would be more of another hassle or another loop for commercial pilots to have to jump through to get certain certifications to be able to fly in these areas to for maybe for work or something like that. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, one, let's shift to say this opened up on May 6th,
Hmm.
and it was a 60-day comment period. So you have less than 30 days at this point to get your comments in. So you want to, you know, circle on your calendar, hey, by the end of the month, let me get
Right.
my comments completed and put them up in. And when you do your comments, I want to make sure you have in mind, you keep that mindset of being constructive, right? Yes, we can kind of destroy the arguments that they're making, but be constructive about it.
Hmm.
Offer why that's a bad idea, offer an alternative, offer different language, right? If they have a line that maybe tweak a few words and it might be okay, offer that type of information. And that's going to require the FAA to go line by line through every comment and
Right.
make assessment as to whether or not your comment should alter the proposed rule. So it's very key that you do that. And like I said, do that by the end of the month so that you can get your comments in time. But yeah, to your point, Herman, it's absolutely the case where this would make more barriers to flight around various things for legitimate pilots, right? Part 107 has inspections that they're going to do of various properties. And sometimes the property owner's not the one requesting that
Right.
information, right? Um, so it's very concerning that the FAA would draw this line, or in this case, we know it's being driven by other three-letter agencies, to make sense that this should take place. One of the real big concerns I have, and I hope the comments actually, you know, ferret this out, is that you're limiting drones from flying over these places, but you've not done the same for helicopters, gyrocopters,
Planes,
paragliders,
everything.
planes, airplanes, ultralights, right? So, okay, you've taken a 3-pound piece of plastic out of the sky, but that paraglider can go over, and if they've got Simtex with them, they just drop it off. What have you resolved? Um,
Right.
and it becomes the question of why do we have remote ID if we're not going to use it to determine nefarious actors and locate them
Well,
and stop them at their tracks, right?
well, I get what you're saying about that, and I've always said this: more laws, more rules, more regulations are just more on the law-abiding guy, not on the
Absolutely.
criminal.
Right.
I mean,
The ones who follow the
there
law.
isn't any remote ID in the world that's going to stop a criminal. He's not going to use it. You know, and I just think that it's just like for the things that they might say, just that their issues are about these drones in areas that to try to stop people who shouldn't be there at all. But when you do that, you stop the people who need to be there.
Yeah, and one of the things I like to point out, right, is that it's not just the person who's hired to be there by that property owner. So I want an inspection of my railroad. I'm going to go out and hire a Part 107 pilot to do that.
Right.
And so, I will give that person exception. They can fly and get that information, and I'm happy with it. But what happens when it's a journalist who's investigating something and I'm the property owner? I don't want that investigation to happen. So I'm going to give pushback to make sure that they can't fly. And is that right? I don't believe so.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, because that's like here, like we have all these restrictions here, and then you have to go through all these hoops to be able to get to operate, and all you did was get permission and give up a whole lot of information to get permission
Yeah.
when they have remote ID, and the remote ID, you're gonna if you know if you had an issue, you would always go back to the remote ID anyway, supposedly.
Yeah, and I mean, we have now what is it, the Deter program by the
Mhm.
FAA. They're
Yes.
able to track this information,
Right.
especially if you're in a urban area. So uh, the concept that, well, we just want to make sure that we can have local law enforcement engage in these incidents.
Mhm.
Well, you've already got that ability. So let's not, lock things down. Let's use the abilities that we already have.
Right. Which makes sense.
Well, here in New York, they every time you jump through 5 hoops, they add 3 more rings on fire. So, because when Herman and I started this in the beginning, the permit process wasn't half as detailed as it is now.
Well, it
And
was.
now it's the police department, well, Homeland Security. You have people that are working in the field that know nothing about drones, but they're telling you, you have to do this, you have to do that. And if we want a big letter A and not the little letter A, you have to put the big letter A.
I think I figured it out, Lawrence.
What happened?
Guys like SJM and some of these other guys that are in the chat are not in the chat anymore.
Okay, that's a possibility because the chat's actually been slow.
Yeah, it just started moving again.
Well,
Hey,
also,
Bradley,
let me
welcome.
kind of talk with, when we're looking at the 2209,
Mhm.
okay, if the idea is you want to lock down particular airspace and give authorization to a small few,
Mhm.
right? I don't think that that's right. However, if you want to lock down that airspace to know who's in that airspace legitimately, that's why we have LANs. So
Yes.
True,
why
true.
don't you utilize the LANT system to allow for somebody to request access over there, have instant approval, provide that instant approval, because there's really no reason to lock this down other than you don't know who that person is. Here's an opportunity where now you know who that person is. You have an idea of when they're operating, where they're operating from. If you feel that's nefarious, you're going to go out and engage them. So let's
This
use
is
our
true.
LAN
Well,
system.
But
here in New York, they have an idea. They know where all the hot spots are. They know when the people come out between 3 and 5 in the morning. They know where they launch from. And a lot of these people shouldn't even be out at these times. And a lot of these people now you need a permit to take off and land. But there's even this app, Drone Scanner. And I used it the last time Herman and I were at a construction site. And the only drone that I saw in the air was his,
well, see, here's
which
the
is what
thing.
it was supposed to be,
But see,
authorized to fly that airspace.
but see, here's the thing. What I'm seeing is that they don't like the Lance system because the Lance system is vague as far as they're concerned. Sure, you got airspace clearance, but who are you? What are you doing? And why are you here? You understand? Those are the
Yeah.
questions that are not answered by Lance, that are answered by a permit system. That's why I'm afraid that stuff like that will start popping up everywhere.
Hmm.
Whereas that not so much as a permit, but having to have these things in advance before you can even get that airspace clearance.
Well,
Yeah.
we have a story tonight, in fact, that talks exactly about that. Other countries are starting to do that now.
Yeah.
You know.
And I
Yeah.
mean, that's the concern. You have the idea that I know some pilots are saying, oh, well, I have to file a flight plan. We should have drones file flight plans. Well, you have VFR flights that don't file flight plans.
Well,
And
here's
if we're
here's
going
some.
to have that idea that everybody has to announce themselves, give their information,
Hmm.
give why they're doing something, um, think about what would happen if as a driver of your car, had to announce every place that you were going, why you were going there. Uh,
Hmm.
it's the same concept.
How
So,
far? Yeah,
It,
yeah, I
where
get it.
does
I get it.
freedom
it
end?
it is and it isn't because I can drive past a government building. I can't drive up into it.
True,
I can't
true. But
drive over
now,
it.
now we have to put this out there and make this obvious and we talk about this all the time, Ryan, Herman, and I. But we all are in the industry. and we all know they are getting rid of hobbyists. First, you get rid of the hobbyists, and then get rid of the other commercial pilots, so then they can have everything flying around autonomously, drone in a box every time a gunshot goes off. They're doing that here in New York. They're working on delivery drones from Manhattan to Brooklyn hospitals, back and forth. They don't want us in the air unless you're working. But in order to work, you have to be able to jump through these hoops. And then when you do jump through these hoops, they add 3 more hoops on fire at the end. It's a
Lawrence,
deterrent.
I do see that. I think, that's one of the ideas with FRIAs, right? So if you confine all your hobbyists to a FRIA, well, that leaves everything else for the Part 107. Well, now we are talking about Part 108. So at some point, is this an idea that, oh, well, we're going to relinquish Part 108 to certain areas that are outside thoroughfares that are designated for Part 108, right? So I get that. I do see that that's a potential downfall for the future, and that's a real concern.
Along with UTMs, unmanned traffic management systems, where you will not be able to enter that zone because there are delivery drones landing and taking off, and that's a main route. Just like regular aircraft today cannot fly in military routes.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I've seen some of these hoops that you're talking about. Like, I got an email from NYPD about having to have a waiver to fly over water.
Yes, now that's the latest hoop. These are the next 3 rings.
So now I have to have a waiver if I have a job site that's near the water to be able to fly over the water. Now, see, what I don't understand about it is their thing is that they want to, they want to make sure that you don't interfere with any other air traffic.
Yep.
What is that? I mean, don't I have that issue over land? So what does the water have anything to do with it?
Just another money grab, right? Because that's really what a permit system turns into is, okay, everything's a free permit now. Well, that free permit turns into just like a bike license. So, oh, well, it's only $5. You can afford that. Oh, well, now it's $25. And, oh, it's $25 every time you want to ride the bike. So, I do see that that's the concern, right? Monetization of this operation, of this industry.
And they know for a fact the hobbyist is not going to pay to fly.
No, he's not.
They know this already. So because a lot of people have been deterred, a lot of people have stopped flying drones because they hear you can only fly in a circle, a 100 radius circle.
But I told you a couple of years ago, don't buy $1,000 drone just to fly in the park.
Right. But you know what'll happen? People will go to those FRIAs and fly there, because I remember when I first started flying, there was a guy Brian sat in a park. He had 15 batteries, bro, Phantom 4 batteries. And all he did was go up, hover about 4 feet, move around, come back and land.
You've flown from a FRIA, Lawrence. Did you stay in it?
I flew on the outside perimeter of the fence because it was FPV, but for the most part, no.
There's the Fifth Amendment. You can plead the Fifth.
Well, see, they have one here that's like less than 2 miles from an airport, Flushing Meadows Corona Park. And it used to be a time that you could, as long as you were standing in the FRIA area, you could fly the park. But now they want you to stay within line of sight, and if you go too far,
the park is only that big. You can stay in line of sight.
Right. You may sneeze and lose sight of it for a few seconds, but you can still see it. It's still technically within line of sight. You want to know what they're concerned about more than anything? Having LANS authorization. Because LANS authorization, in order to get it, they have your email, they have your address, they have all this information, and it shows you have some knowledge of the airspace you're flying in.
It's okay.
Because most of the people getting caught, excluding a few Part 107 pilots, are people who don't know about airspace.
Well,
They figured, okay, in this park or this part of the state, I can fly 400 feet. So the rest of the state, I can fly 400 feet.
Okay. Well, you know what we got to do, Lawrence?
Their sponsor.
We got a sponsor, and then we come back. We're going to talk about TFRs.
Oh, yes. Okay.
For the live stream that talks about everything in the drone world and promote the usage of drones. Tune in every Wednesday night. Wow, see, I tell you, Evil Mux is really doing well. Cut that off.
I don't know what's going on. Evil Monk said they're trying to go AI. I bet you.
That's what it is?
I bet you that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
They're trying to go AI. Everyone else is. They might be jumping on the
I don't see how that would interfere with that, but okay.
When you start writing code and adding it to the operating system,
well,
you know how it is. Start screwing up.
Well, you know what? Football, or soccer, as we call it here in America, seems to be taking over now, and it's going to be the biggest thing happening starting this week. And we have some FIFA TFRs. Yeah, you can't get caught flying your drones in certain areas. We already told you that some of the fines could go up to 100,000.
Yes.
They're going to try to make you pay a house for the government. Just for flying near one of these venues. And it's not just the games. It could be a luncheon.
They have special events.
Any event that they have going on.
They have special. They do have special events.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Ryan, give us your take on this one, because listen, I'm FIFA'd out already because I got blackout dates for certain things already here in New York. I can't get permits for, and I'm like, yeah.
We just went through Fleet Week.
No, we didn't get there yet.
Oh no, it hasn't started yet.
No, it's still. Well, we blacked out for it.
Oh, go figure. Well, yeah, Ryan. There's so many blackout dates that are coming up. I'm trying to find a place to go take vacation where I can fly.
Right. Yeah, the FIFA TFRs, it's just amazing, right? So we have the stadium TFRs when there's a game, NFL game or big college football game. Hey, you can't fly around the stadium, and most people, okay, that makes sense. Hey, we want to make sure that we're protecting the 40,000 people that show up to this thing, and that includes just prior to the game when they're, all these people are going into the event, and up to an hour after where they're leaving the facility. But here, the TFRs for FIFA, it's not just the game. It's all these little banquets. It's all these, the hotels, the practice fields, whatever. We're trying to protect all these players. I don't quite understand that philosophy. And then at the same time, I read one place that it's over 3,000 square miles of protected airspace around these events. So you're talking about locking down tons of area across the United States where people are just not going to be able to fly.
There is, but not to interrupt, but in Texas, something is going through. They're changing those rules because what you're talking about are the people in the industry who fly drones that have been locked out and shut down. A lot of work, construction sites, etc., have been slowed down. But in Texas, they're making an amendment to that.
Well, it's not just Texas. So just yesterday, the
FAA announced games, right?
Just yesterday, the FAA announced that they are going to have a means to request and get more immediate approval from single ownerships. So you should be able, in a lot of cases, as a Part 107, to be able to say, hey, look, I got to fly this real estate job. I got to fly this construction job. I need access to this airspace. I don't care about FIFA, right? And you should be able to get that granted pretty quickly. But that literally just happened yesterday. Otherwise, these places were completely locked out.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate. I'm here in Michigan. I looked up all of our TFRs for FIFA. Zero.
Well, we
Well,
we're
we
gonna
have some
have,
coming up.
but my problem with that is that they're in Jersey, and they
Mhm.
have something going on. I think at Radio City, and
They have Radio City
nowhere
and Lincoln
near
Center.
where we're
Lincoln Center
operating.
also. I have the list right here.
You
They have
understand?
some events going on. Oh, in Brooklyn, Emily Warren Roebling Plaza in Brooklyn,
Once
in
again, these
Flushing, Louis
places,
Armstrong Stadium. That's
these
where they have the U.S. Open.
once again, these
Rockefeller,
places are nowhere near where we're
Rockefeller
operating.
Center. Yeah, none of them are any place where we work, but we would be affected if they don't amend. So
Yeah.
there's supposedly a place we can go to ask for this.
Well, if you look up the
Um,
TFR now, they've changed the language. They've added some verbiage in
Hmm.
there, and they've changed the who makes the authority that allows for the exceptions. So,
yes,
if you do have some business around one of those sites and you've been saying, "Oh, I've got to go cancel," take a look at the new verbiage, and you may be able to fly in that area with the approval, and it's a much faster, simpler approval process. But otherwise, yeah, it was just insane to think we had all these TFRs that popped up around the nation, and more than 3,000 square miles of airspace that was just completely blacked out to drones. And again, it's drones. It's not helicopters, airplanes,
right, just
gyrocopters.
drones.
Yeah. And so as an industry, we're just getting the thumb, right?
Well,
Yeah.
planes don't hover over things and peek and sneaky peek and where they're not supposed to be.
Yeah, it says you should check at this website right here. I'll put it in the chat
I
so
get
you
what,
guys could go
I
there.
get what you
The
guys are saying.
TFR, huh?
I get what you guys are saying about this, but my problem is that we have to go through the permit application on the New York City website. It's not an NYP
All the
website.
time.
And they
Oh my.
already have these blackouts in there. It's going to refuse your date automatically,
Yes, that's what it does.
off the jump, because that's
That's
what it's going to
exactly
tell us
what
what
it
to do.
does.
You have
But
that list, Lawrence. You can share it with some of these guys. Share it
the
in the.
TFR list,
Let's put it up.
or
Put it up so I can put it on the screen. So,
which one? Which list? The list of places you can't fly, or the TFR list?
well, that's both the same thing.
Oh, okay, okay,
I
yeah, I
would go to the
can.
TFR list and you can sort by state and see the graphic of your state
Yes,
too.
right here. I'll share that. That'll be even better. The TFR list. Federal
And
Aviation Administration. I just
and
shared
guys,
it in the chat,
everybody, right?
and
It
it
doesn't matter where
shows
you're at, even
it.
though, I'm
Yes,
in Michigan, I know there's no TFR for FIFA.
I can't.
right.
Every single
Here's
flight.
in New York. Here's ours in New York, Miami, New
Yep.
Jersey. So by state, you can check to see if your state this applies to you guys out there. It goes on, and these are also where they're having the events. I could stop sharing here and go to the events list real quick, Herman, if you
Okay.
guys want to keep talking while I do that.
Yeah, I was
Um,
just saying, it doesn't matter where you are, right? Even if you, like me, Michigan, we don't have any FIFA going on. It doesn't matter. Check the
oh, that's the
TFR
wrong one.
list prior to each and every flight. You never know when the TFR has popped up, whether it's a VIP TFR or stadium TFR, whatever. Make sure that you are not flying in a TFR.
Here it is. Here's the list. So stadiums, you may not know if you're close to the stadium or not. SoFi Stadium, Levi Stadium, Lumen, AT&T, NRG. They're showing the states right here in the middle. Mercedes-Benz, Gillett, Hard Rock Stadium, Arrowhead, MetLife in Jersey,
All
Lincoln
the football
Financial.
stadiums.
Right, those are all stadiums, and then they have these special events that are going on that may not even be anywhere near a stadium. LA Memorial Coliseum, City Hall Plaza. We had places in Flushing, New York, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Rockefeller, Philadelphia. So check out that link that we put up there and see, okay, where it may apply to you. What happened? Oh, I changed. What happened to the view? Oh, there it is.
Evil
It's
Muck's
Evil Muck's doing
doing
his thing.
their
I know.
thing.
I know. Evil Mux is doing
You
his
know
thing.
what? I did want to touch on a little bit, Brian.
What's that?
You guys over at the Michigan Coalition of Drone Operators has a case going on versus the University of Michigan. And this has been going on for quite some time, and it's been, you came here and shared the updates and updates and updates, but where is it going now?
Yeah, so I think the last update I said is that we were waiting on a decision. That decision finally came in, I want to say back in February, and we had to take a chance to absorb what it was saying. So I'll set the stage. There were two things that we were really talking about in this case. One, the University of Michigan had created their own ordinance that prohibited drones from flying on campus or over campus. They did not distinguish whether there was a legitimate ability to fly from off campus over campus. They believed that airspace is under the control of the university. So we said, no, that's not the case. FAA has sole jurisdiction of the airspace. Your ordinance is preempted by federal law. The second piece is the state of Michigan is one of the UAS preemptive states. There's 18 across the nation. And the UAS preemptive states have a clause in their state law that says no political subdivision can create or enforce their own drone ordinances. So Michigan has this, and we said, look, the University of Michigan, you cannot create or enforce your own drone ordinance because you are under the state of Michigan as a political entity.
Okay.
University of Michigan, their Board of Regents, which is like Board of Trustees, are elected at the state level. So clearly a statewide institution, right? Well, we made our case. There was a hearing. We had subsequent briefings that had to take place. And finally, after more than a year, the judge made a decision. Now, the judge is a University of Michigan graduate. He is a professor for, you guessed it, the University of Michigan. He did not recuse himself, and he ruled in favor of the university on both counts. He believed that the university was not a political subdivision of the state of Michigan and therefore was not under the jurisdiction of the state, so that they could create their own ordinance. And he further went on to say that the university owns the airspace above their property and can control that airspace at will.
It must be great to be a judge because he doesn't know the law and he doesn't know what he's talking about, and it stands.
It was interesting to read that. So we are doing an appeal. We entered our appeal with the Michigan Court of Appeals. That will end up having a hearing some point, we're guessing in 2027, early 2027.
It's
to
right
look
here.
at the details.
It's right here is the PDF for it, correct?
That is the... is that the appellate brief, or is that the...
In the Court of Appeals, appellate, yes, this is the appellate case. Yes.
Okay.
That
So
I was showing.
this is one of those that anybody can read. It goes into the detailed arguments of the case as to why we believe the judge is kind of off his rocker in his judgment. And it gives the legal support to the argument of two things. One, that the university is indeed under the jurisdiction of the state of Michigan and cannot create and enforce their own ordinances. And then even more particular is that idea that 40103 is the law of the land in terms of granting sole jurisdiction of airspace to the FAA. And that the University of Michigan has no ability to control that airspace. I think there's a concern here, right? We knew that either way that this was going to happen. If we had lost the case, we were going to appeal. If the University of Michigan had lost the case, we knew that they were going to appeal. We expect this is not done after this. we fully anticipate that no matter which direction the court decides at the Court of Appeals, this will be appealed to the Michigan Supreme Court as well.
Okay.
But here's the thing. It's going to take everything that we've got to try to chase this case. This is huge. If this were to stand, right, then nationwide, all these entities are going to point and say, look, the University of Michigan was able to control their airspace. We can control our airspace above our school.
And this is where we're afraid. What we're afraid is going to happen.
And that's bad because
Unfortunately.
with something like this Section 2209 happening, I believe that it might become a disease, and it could actually clear up some of the patchwork that we have going on right now too. You know, but okay.
Yeah, I think if anything, it creates more patchwork.
Right,
Yeah.
it could
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we've been talking about preemption from like a few years now from you coming on the stream.
For a while.
Yes.
There's actually, if you're a member of the those guys New York Facebook group, it's pinned to the
Dre asks, where is the FAA?
So, well, the FAA
That's a
is
great
very
question.
good at not doing anything until they step in it.
True.
You know, something would have to really happen for them to actually step in it, and I don't. I think the FAA is really absent at a lot of things. You know, New York, and for instance,
Where was the FAA with this crap here in New York?
People wanted New York City to go after the helicopter companies for the loud noise of the helicopters and stuff like that, and find these helicopter companies and the pilots and stuff like that for the loud noise over, you know, these neighborhoods. And the governor said that we have no jurisdiction in that area, but then they slap us with a permit fee to take off and land.
For drones, right, to be able to fly drones. We got 8 minutes until sponsor. And
So, you know, you want jurisdiction, and you don't want the jurisdiction when it's necessary.
right.
And I think the FAA kind of falls into that kind of bag too. The FAA will sit back and wait. And if, did a drone crash? If a drone didn't crash, we're not getting involved.
Yeah, and I think this is the unfortunate piece, is that we're really fighting the battle for the FAA. You know, and where are they in this process? That we've not been able to have them even writing up amicus brief, right? I would love to see them write an amicus brief to say, hey, we do believe that we are in full control of the airspace. I haven't been able to convince anybody to do that yet.
And you know what's funny? This permit that we apply really quick, because I know we got to get out of here shortly. The permit, one of the stupid questions, well, it's not so stupid, but they ask you, are you landing in the borough? Are you taking off in the borough of Manhattan? And are you landing in the borough of Manhattan? Because say you're taking off and the job ends across the water in Brooklyn. They have it so that you could have the takeoff in Manhattan and okay, I'm landing in Brooklyn. I thought it was stupid at first, but now it kind of makes sense. But they're charging us for this, bro. Every time we do a job, it's like every time we do a job, it's one of the hands just goes in the pocket, pulls out the card, and uses it. You know, but we have about 6 minutes left. Anything you guys want to wrap up and say?
Well, listen, I mean, I'm looking at this case here, and I think that that this should be more of a fight to have this judge, you know, appeal himself from this case. He shouldn't be involved in it. He knows nothing of the law, and he's interpreting it in his own way. And truthfully speaking, it's just another incident where he's just not willing to step on the toes of his friends.
I can say my belief is that is the case, but you know, when you're talking about law, you have to legally prove such. So, does that make for another grounds of appeal? Potentially, I think it's possible, but I guess the lawyers have always said to me, if the law is on your side, you pound the law. If the law
Right.
isn't on your side, you pound procedure.
Mhm.
And I think the law is on our side, so we pound the law. We're going
Yeah, okay.
after this particular detail with citations from the FAA, from the Congress, from the Michigan state laws.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Which makes sense. I mean, I said this judge just interpreted it totally wrong. You know, like he doesn't have anywhere that it is written what he has said. It's not written anywhere in any law.
One of the more interesting things to me, too, was that we asked the question in court, does this ordinance apply to all U of M properties? And one of the answers was, well, yeah. And we said, okay, well, you have properties all across the nation, even across the world, right? Because
Yeah.
rich alumni dies, they give over their farm or their house to the
True.
university.
Someone put
So
a comment in the chat real quick. It feels like more and more jurisdiction and local units are attempting to make it hard for more of a hassle to fly, to the point where it's not fun or worth that hassle to fly anymore. That's exactly what they're trying to do.
yeah, we do see that.
They're trying to deter you from wanting to fly.
I've been telling you guys that for a few years now, but nobody listens to me.
All right,
And,
we got
me
4
personally,
minutes left.
I'm a stubborn son of a bitch. I'll just keep applying for those permits.
Yeah,
Well,
they keep adding more. When we first started, no lie, I could say there was maybe about 75 things we had to do. Now, if you look at the paperwork for per job that we go through, stack is that thick, and they added on at least 25 other things for us to do. And now, in order to fly near the water or over it, you have to apply for a waiver. Now, whether you're flying near it or not, they still want you to apply for the waiver.
Well, I don't think nothing really has changed. I think it's just the way it's packaged.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that the other issue that was with them was the fact that, and I actually had to argue this, because they asked me if I would be flying over the buildings in the area, and I said, even if I do, from my takeoff point to the building across the street is not flying over people or moving traffic. It's a transition.
Right.
FAA defines flying over people as a sustained hover over these people and over the traffic. If I'm just transitioning, it's just a transition from across
Right.
the street to across the
But
street.
they try to put it in the wording
And
that if you're
and the one officer was like, "Yeah, that is correct." Another officer that I had this conversation with, he was like, yeah, but."
2 minutes, guys.
I will say, this is one thing I take on nationally. There are states, the 18, that have the preemption laws. I go out and I literally find, local governments who've created drone ordinances. And I reach out to them and remind them, hey, your state law does not allow that to happen. And just recently, Live Oak, Texas, recognized that from my correspondence with them, and they repealed their ordinance. Deadwood, South Dakota, same thing. Repealed
Really
the
quick, I
ordinance.
got to suggest.
So,
Frank Rizzo has a suggestion. Says Ryan needs to get with Steve Frisbee, state representative. I just talked with him the other day, and I told him about Ryan, and I told him why my concerns were about the drone laws. Pass the name on. But Jody passed the name on.
Ryan's
Do you have
information
Ryan?
is in the link in the description, guys. If you're
Yes,
interested.
yes.
indeed.
Anything you want to say before you get out of here,
Well,
Ryan?
Ryan's gonna stay and hang out with us, right?
Oh, you're hanging out? You're hanging with us? You're gonna hang
We'll
out
stay
with us
with you
while I
as
do
well,
FPV
for a
corner?
while, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to kick you out and shit. All right. All right, we got a minute. It's time for FPV corner. First a sponsor, and then we'll get an FPV corner. I'm sorry, Ryan.
No trouble.
I guess we'll go to FPV corner if your guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're here. He's here. He's ready to go.
Let's get that sponsor, and we'll be right back. Drone Deer. If you're Part 107 and you're looking to scale your operations and you just want to get out and do all the work and leave all the office work and the paperwork to someone else, then Dronadair is for you. This is a place where there are tools to make you a more knowledgeable pilot, show off your work, book appointments, even meet new clients. If that's something that interests you, then Dronadair is for you. Check out the link in the description. Dronadair. It's for you! And we're back.
Okay. All right.
So,
Well,
Lawrence,
sounds, yeah.
you know, FPV Corner is becoming a thing here on the stream that, you know, a lot of guys have seemed to come in and like. You know, a lot of guys come and support their friends that are being highlighted on FPV Corner. We welcome all FPV pilots to get it. Contact Lawrence, and we'll highlight all your work and stuff right here on FPV Corner.
Even if you're a beginner, I'm trying to get this young lady on that's a beginner. She just started flying. She just started doing everything. So I want to get her on here.
So
Not just
who
so
do we
we.
have tonight?
Okay, tonight we have GMASH FPV from down in Florida, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, GMASH. How are you? And welcome. Welcome to
Welcome.
Wednesday night with those guys, FPV Corner.
Yeah, Evil Mux is doing some things.
Yeah. You can hear us fine?
Yeah, I hear you guys fine.
Okay. How are you, man? And welcome
How you doing?
to FPV Corner, man. I wanted to say, I just found out about you through one of your boys, because I'm always trying to get someone in. So I'm like, yo, find somebody who wants to come on. Let everyone know what state you're from, and any crews you represent or down with. You're down in Florida, correct?
Yeah, I'm in Florida. I'm from Miami, but I live in West Florida now.
Okay, yeah. We don't have to give a direct city because of the crazy people out there. But
Yeah.
what's going on? You welcome, relax, man. This is like talking FPV with the homies when you go flying.
I hear you.
You know Ra FPV?
I know of him. I don't know him though.
Okay, he had mentioned you once before, and a few other guys. What do you fly? How long you been flying? Let us know something about you.
Well, I've been flying for about 3 years now. I fly Trident, sponsored by Jack Higgins.
Okay, we've had him on here. We know of him.
I fly freestyle mainly. More of
Do you only fly FPV, or you dabble with camera drones?
It started with camera drones. I started with a Phantom 4 Pro,
Okay, all right. And old school.
and a Mini, and then I had an incident where someone knocked it into the water. They had to reimburse me the money or whatever because the police. I bought an FPV system. That
Okay, all right. So, what protocol do you fly? What do you fly? Do you fly digital? Do you fly analog? What?
guy mainly the 03.
Okay, all right, cool. Because I'm still on O3. I'm a little upset because I can't find anymore. They're like gold.
They're not out there, man. It's really hard to get them, and then price gouging is crazy right now.
It is, I know. I've seen them as high as 300 and change for an O3 unit, but
Yeah.
you can get an O4 unit for 200.
Yes.
It's killing me. So, all right. So now, you on ELRS? Or you on Crossfire? What are you?
Yes. I run the LRS mainly the ceramics. For what I do, I don't feel like I need the whole antennas, to go that far.
Right. You just says basically you have a stubby setup.
Yeah, it's basically a ceramic. It's the receiver just has a tower on it.
Okay. Well, that makes for bashing. You
Yeah,
do a lot of bashing, right?
and I took it away. So basically, then I used to have issues where those antennas would get ripped out constantly.
I had the problem, but I don't fly freestyle. I fly long range, so my antennas were a little tall. But the problem with that is if you crash, it's gone. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? I have your Facebook. Not the Facebook. I have your YouTube channel here, and all of your social media is in the description there. I wanted to show a quick video that
Okay.
you did, but unfortunately, you're gonna have to talk through it because
Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook and wherever we broadcast will be giving us a copyright strike, if you know what I mean. So I'll tell you which one it is. Hold on. Wait a minute. What happened there? This shit. You gotta excuse Evil Mux. It's kind of screwing up here. But the one that I was gonna show was your DJI shortage video. It's about 2 minutes and 40 seconds long. You familiar with it? I know you post mostly
I mostly
on
go
Instagram.
now just because I get more traffic on there. I used to post a lot on YouTube and like cross post them together.
Yeah.
Mainly YouTube and Instagram.
All right. And I didn't know you flew 3D either.
No, I don't fly 3D.
Really?
Yeah,
Really? So that's all manual.
yeah. That's
Univer-
all macro.
That's all manual. See, I'm not that skilled. Like I said, I only cruise. I'll probably never do anything near this. I may do a power loop or something over trees, but what is this area? Where are you?
This is my regular spot right here. This is a library, a public library. On Sundays it's always closed. Like 7 minutes bike ride. I ride an e-bike. Go over there.
Okay, okay. Is this a spot where you and your boys hang out?
Yeah.
And
This is the proving grounds right here. You got a little bit of everything. Roxy, you got trees, you got the open parking lot, you got the open field where you out.
now, see, this isn't bad. The trees are at a height where if your drone got caught, you could either climb up in it or use a short paracord to recover your bird. So
Yeah,
that I wouldn't mind doing a split S in this area. Any trees higher than 2 stories, I'm not going near them.
yeah. We have a couple poles. My buddy Zero in FPV, he's my regular buddy I fly with. He has a painter's pole. It's like 40 something feet or something like that. So I mean,
Oh,
it gets up there pretty well.
okay. Okay. And which bird is this you're flying?
Say again.
Which bird is this you're flying?
That's my Trident, my five.
That's your trident. That's one of your favorites, right?
Yeah, that's basically what I fly
How
exclusively.
long have you had it, and what size is the trident? Because I hear a lot of people going trident, 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 and
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a 5 inch. They have the 5.5 version, which is True X, but I fly the squishy version, which is just, I think it might be 5.1.
okay, okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
exclusively fly it now. I mean, Jack was nice enough to sponsor me and supply me with a few frames, so I mean, why not? And I bash pretty hard. I crash. If you talk to anybody that knows me, I crash very, very
so
it,
your
it,
soldering skills are quite tight then,
yeah,
because
yeah. I've had to do it so many times, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm not,
But
but I mean, they hang on now. They used to pop off, now they hang on.
okay, so you can solder in the field then. You're good.
Yeah, all the
You
time.
you have the battery powered soldering gun hooked up to the lipo, and the wire comes loose. You can repair it right there on the spot.
Lose anything.
I tried using one of those. Someone said it would be good enough to solder. I wanted getting a real soldering gun, but someone said, "Oh, you could solder a whole drone with it." You can if you have 100 lipos.
Yeah, I mean, if I run mines, I have like a off-brand version of the TS 101, I think it is, and I run it on a 6S battery, and I've never had to run more than one battery. I mean, if you have good solder and some decent flux, I mean, it really does a lot of the work for you.
Well, that was my downfall when learning. Someone said, "Oh, you could use the solder with the flux."
Yeah,
Bullshit.
yeah. It
You
took me
need
a while.
regular solder. You need real
Cheap,
solder,
cheap
and
solder
you
all the
need
time, and
real
it's
flux.
a nightmare.
Well, I found out because I'm like, why does everyone's else look like a little silver ball, and mine looks like oatmeal?
Right?
And I would try, and it'd be, oh, the temperature's not too hot. You know how many tips I burnt up on guns trying to find the right temperature and everything? I didn't know anything about tinning and all of this stuff. And now that I know how to keep the tip clean, I know I have an average temperature. If I'm putting on power leads, I know to crank it up a little. and use a wide. Now I'm actually pretty good. I can actually clean the solder if they're touching or bridged and stuff like that. So it takes a little time. You still there? We may have had a technical issue
Uh-oh.
with GMASH. Hopefully he'll be back in. Let me hit him on Facebook and see what happened there.
I'll tell you, you
Yes.
guys flying FPV always astound me because I put on those goggles and you may as well get me a barf bag.
Well, you know what? Oh, here he is. He's back. Cut your camera back on, if you can hear me. I see him there. The camera's turned off. He might have had the refresh. You know what it is? I can cruise.
It's
I
only
can watch
yeah.
freestyle. I can do a few tricks. I can do a split S and things like that. You might have to refresh if you can hear me, GMASH. I don't know. Yeah, hopefully it'll be back in. We can finish the
You
interview. But you know, the hard part for me is consistently diving over trees, and then there's a wall. Let's kiss the wall. It gets a little too much for me.
okay.
Welcome back. Welcome back. There you go.
Sorry, I'm on.
No, no worries. Don't worry about it. Um, what was I talking about? Because Ryan was saying once he puts the goggles on, he can't fly. So what do you
It's
have? What
motion
birds do you
sickness,
have
yeah.
there? What do you have birds next to you?
I have.
So I can spotlight it, and you could read the specs and everything on her. You're on spotlight. That what frame is that?
Decided the 5 the 5.
Oh, we could barely hear you.
Oh man, hold on. That been better?
Yeah, there you go. 100%. What was that you were showing?
So this is the Trident switch. This is the what I usually fly. Um,
How many millimeters are those arms?
8 millimeters. Yeah, these are the
Oh,
beefy.
we may be
These are the hit a concrete wall, turtle mode, and keep on pushing.
really,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. I also have it. This is I'll show you my actual version. This is my 8 mil that I run like day.
8 millimeter. Damn. Okay, you could play golf with that arm.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
What motors are you running? What motors are you running? What stack? What you got in it?
Right now,
You know what's under the hood?
so this is the these are the Access, the 2207, the Superfly version. Sorry, that bando boot's kind of blocking it, but that's it. Um,
Okay.
I just switched over to Kiss Ultra, so I'm running Kiss Ultra on here with a 70 Ultra.
Everybody's going to Kiss. What is it about Kiss? Oh, is that the ultimate VTX board? It's the ultimate board. What?
As far as like having to mess with it, I mean, has dropped the set, dropped the like a preset has on there according to your build quality. It pretty much flies great. You can fly it sometimes for work, all to be perfect. And sometimes you just do it once, a lot of like stuff like that. So I feel like it's a lot simpler to just put it on and work. I don't
Okay, all right. Because I everybody I know have been talking about these Kiss stacks, and I'm like, what is it? It's a little scary because everyone's like mummies. They're like Kiss. You don't have Kiss. You don't
I
have the right stack, and I'm
definitely
cheap. I'm cheap, dude. I'll put a F 20 22 in my stack in, but I'm like I shop around.
yeah. I
But
just
I
recently
have had issues, and the issues that I've had, people I don't have that problem with Kiss, but you're gonna pay through the nose, right? What is an average stack run? About a buck
um
75.
yeah, nah, for the Kiss, I think the flight controller is like 140. Like I think 160 right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, I would just be pissed off. I'd break that stack.
I'll tell you, it took me a real long time even. consider it because right, I fly my go-to till about a month ago. I took over. My go-to was access flying 05 whole time.
Okay,
I,
okay.
I tore that up for a long time. Once I flew that with Blackbird.
Do you fly with do you fly with a crew of guys, or you fly
Yeah,
solo by yourself? I mean,
no,
like you said, you have your Sunday spot, and I saw a few guys there. Is it a regular? Is it a weekly thing?
yeah.
Like the guys?
Every weekend I have a crew of me and two other my buddies, AM FPV and Zero and FPV. Our crew is the Ascendant Society.
Okay, Ascendant Society. All
Yeah.
right. How did you come up with GMASH FPV for a
Uh,
name?
it's it's actually
Or is it? Huh?
it's like back when I was younger. We used to just have like little things. Then get money, stop. Hating. That's what.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I've always had it. It's always been around. I have it tattooed on my arm. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I said that was great for the thumbnail when you did that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he's dedicated to his name.
Yeah.
There.
So I mean, I
I,
figured I'll just run with it. It's already something natural that I've had. You just,
okay. All right. That's what's up. What are your plans? I usually ask people this when they come on FPV Corner. What are your plans as far as FPV? What do you think is going to happen to the world of FPV and drones with all these limitations and what's happening in the world?
it's getting very rough. I mean, I hope that I don't really fly over like 60.
Right. I think he froze. You froze. Is hold on a second. Okay. I can't tell
Can
if
you hear
it's
me?
evil. I can't tell if it's evil mux or happening
No, that
on the
was.
other
Can you
on
hear
the
me?
GMASH's end.
We could hear you. We just didn't see you.
Yes, yes, we can still. You might have to refresh and come back in. I don't know, but
Are we back?
there we go. We hear you. We don't see you. Okay, all right. Hold on a second. Welcome to RC Opinion. How are you? Welcome, Ty Jams, Mr. Strong. How are you? Welcome. We are having a technical issue right now
Oh, a
with
whole lot.
huh?
A whole lot.
With FPV, yeah, we're having a few issues with EvoMux because EvoMux has been muxing up. But since we're still in FPV corner, I can tell you, Herman, I got her back together. She has to take a maiden voyage. She is officially crossfire ready. Yeah, that looks like that is electrical tape holding the antenna in until I get a 3D print, someone to print. She'll have GPS, and I'm wondering if I want to add return to home to her, switch over to something where there's a better return to home. My issue is, um, I have to put a GoPro on top of it, and I don't want to put my GoPro 9. I still have a mount for a 7 though, so I'll be doing some testing soon, sooner
Okay.
than later. There we go. Add back to scene. Welcome back. Welcome back.
All right, yeah.
I'm
So yeah, like I
sorry
was
about the
saying, I mean,
technical issues,
it's
but
rough with.
we're having them on our end too, so that might be contributing as well. But oh shit, yeah,
What happened? Oh,
Evil Mux is screwing up.
I mean,
We apologize.
it could be a combination of both because there was a bad connection.
Hey Marcel, how are you? Hope all is well. Um, we're having a few issues for a while here, but hopefully GMASH will be able to come back in and we can finish the interview really quick. Um, let's see. Let's see. Who's in the chat? I haven't been able to look at the chat.
Well, there's a couple of
Marcel
people.
off access. Hope all is well. You know, is an actor, right?
Is he?
Yeah, he's always doing something up in Canada in front of a camera. He does
You know
stand-in stuff as well. No, he says it crashed.
who crashed?
He said the whole thing just crashed on him, the evil monks. So
Like I said, it could be a combination of both. I don't think that was evil monks.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm hoping, and if he can, 15 minutes. Well, you know what?
I'm letting him know we
The
have another
segment.
5 minutes left or so.
Well, no, actually, the segment is just about over. The
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So what
almost.
we'll
Oh,
do
yeah.
at 6:21.
Okay. Well, why don't you do that, sponsor? And
Well, what we have here is Cloverleaf, the Cloverleaf system, the Cloverleaf FPV systems. This is the interchangeable VTX system that you can take from one drone to the next, or from your RC car in your planes,
yeah,
and transfer one VTX without having to have 100 VTX and a bunch of cameras. This is all in one system, and
right.
15% off on the checkout. Use those guys for 15% off.
Okay, we got GMASH back. You got him back. Hold on. Just added him back to the scene. Welcome back, bro.
I'm back.
Sorry about the tech issues. It's on both of our ends, unfortunately. Um,
Yeah.
be- Before you have like another 3 minutes left, but I give usually the FPV pilots a chance to shout out their boys, shout out the crews they represent, shout out their sponsors, and whoever they want at the end of the stream there.
Okay.
Okay, anyone you want to shout out? I
Yeah.
know you mentioned Jack and all that. You can shout him out again. All of that.
Yeah. I wanna you and
Okay, okay, all right. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it. I'm sorry we were both having issues, but
yeah.
around the holiday time, I want to make a list of FPV pilots randomly, and send them um, an invite to come on for like a little 2 or 3 minutes during the holidays to say happy holidays. Maybe have a swig of some eggnog or some coquito, or whatever you celebrate with on the holidays. All right. So I want you to keep in touch with me, and let some of your buddies know if they want to come on and hang out for about 25 to 30 minutes. They got a spot to come on and show what they fly and stuff. That'll be cool.
Hell yeah, for sure.
All right, man. I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you.
Um, I I've subscribed to your channel. I have you on Instagram. All of your social media is
Thank
in
you.
the description, so people will check out the live stream. Well, can hopefully you'll pick up a few people. We won't. I can't promise you a hundred ads or anything, but
All good, man.
to me every little one count for me, bro.
Sure.
All right. You enjoy the rest of your evening, man. I appreciate it.
You too, both of you guys, man.
All
You guys
right, bud.
Yeah. All right, man.
Thanks
Peace.
for coming and hanging out with us, man.
Later.
are.
Okay. All right. Now let's see how this screws up some more, because
Well, that was pretty good. I mean, guys, there's a link in the description for all of his social media stuff. Go down and check out some of his videos.
yes, next.
You know, he's a really good pilot. And I like you guys to be able to see, you know, other than the people that you know when you hang out and fly with, someone else. And, you know, maybe you might be able to help grow the community. The community is still growing
This is true. You
in
make some
spite
new
of
friends.
all of the things that we get, all the adversity that the community has. It's still growing.
Yes.
And
Yes.
stuff like FPV Corner only helps the community grow. You know, guys, we got like what? I don't know. I got to refresh my screen because
5 minutes. Five
I want
minutes
to
till
see.
next.
We,
The
we,
five
we got
6:30 sponsor.
17 likes and stuff like that. But we're going to move right along because there's a few things I want to talk about that that's out there. And one of the things that I wanted to mention, other than that, was that the fact that coming up in September is the Commercial UAV Expo from September 1st to 3rd. That's going on in Las Vegas. So if you're in the area or plan to be in the area, feel free to go and check it out, especially if you fly commercially. This is where you're going to find out what's available and what's going to be accepted here in the States, I guess, for future work. So I guess it could be a good
Okay.
to check out and to see some of the new things that are actually coming out. And also, what I wanted to mention was the Insta360 Luna. It's here. I mean, it has arrived, and you can check it out at B&H. You know, once again, B&H is here in New York. You know, it's in Manhattan. You can, if you're not in New York City, you can catch them online. They'll ship it out to you. You know, they ship stuff to me here, and I'm right here in the city, so they can ship it to you if they can ship it to me. What do you think, Lawrence, about that Luna? I personally think that if you can't get your hands on the DJI, this
Hmm.
might not even be a substitute. This might be even a little better.
That might be the alternative,
No, it
your only
might be a
choice.
little better, honestly.
It's look who it's coming from. Shout outs to New York City for shutting Trump down and giving him the bird and booing him and screaming. Listen, bro, you know he says y'all all my heroes. You know he shitted on New York real bad, but we won't go into that. But thanks, Dan. And happy belated birthday, man. It was Dan's birthday this week. If you didn't say happy birthday to him this week, say happy birthday to him now.
Well, I
Show
had
him
to
some
put it on
love.
Facebook.
Dan needs a Red Bull.
Oh
That's what it
man,
is.
yeah, they did kind of treat him a little hostile there at the Garden.
Well, he claimed to be he grew up and was raised in New York, and then he was very disrespectful to the state. So I don't know. It's to be honest.
You ever see what happens when like there's an issue and like sometimes there's like a big ruckus going on in some of these events and like people are going through like the vomitorial to leave the arena and you'll see like a large soda fly down from the upper deck.
Yeah,
Too
yeah.
bad.
I've seen it. I've seen it a few times.
Like, let me have this much soda and a lot of ice.
Yep. Did you see that poor Spurs fan?
He's a fool.
Yeah, yeah. And we won't even go into that, but I
He's a
felt bad for him. He was definitely from out of state
he
because
asked
he
for
wouldn't
that.
have done that.
No, he asked for that to happen to him. You don't show up
True. Hey, Angie.
at the Garden. AJ, you don't show up at the Garden with a Spurs jersey on, or any of the viewing parties with a Spurs jersey on. To my you rooting for the Spurs. You know what I mean, Penguins fans figured that out a long time ago. You can come and watch the game, but don't root for your team.
Right, right. Don't get disrespectful. Don't get disrespectful. I get
Don't
it.
don't
And
root for your team.
anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And,
Well,
and it's,
if
it's
they
it's
just
sponsor
joking.
time, sir. We can get on with the rest of the stream.
It's sponsor time. Okay, well let's
Yes,
get that
sir.
sponsor in, and I'll get on with the rest of the stream. Nanook. For 10% off on all Nanook products, use Phantom Flight 10 for 10% off on all Nanook products. Now, if you're looking to protect your drones, cameras, gimbals, jewelry, watches, whatever it may be, even firearms, believe it or not, rifles, they make a case for it. They do a lot of custom cases. Check them out. There's a link in the description on Nanook.
Okay. All right. And we're back.
Yeah, we're
Fa-
back. We're back. We're back.
Faster than
You
ever.
know what? I wanted to talk to you about a little bit
What's
because
that?
the drone industry has the biggest survey and it's back actually for 2026. Now, it asked the basically, where are we headed in the drone industry now? And it's the people who are behind this survey. They're which happens to be one of the most influential surveys out there in the industry. They're asking professionals around the world to help them with this answer. And I guess what is it? A German-based drone industry acknowledged that DJI has offered its ninth edition, I guess, of this global survey, because it's a survey by DJI. It's a global survey by DJI, and it's annual, and it happens to be in 8 languages, and it's been open. It's going to be open through July 31st. So I guess if you like to take the survey, you can get involved with that. It's I don't know. It's quite interesting, this survey, and I think that
It includes anyone. Don't think you can't fill it out, Herman.
right
They want anyone that's in the drone industry. Whether anything you do drone related. They did. I did think that it was geared towards people in the business, but they specified if you fly a drone or have interest in drones, what do you think? They want to hear. They want you to answer the survey. Whether
well,
you have a drone business or not, and you fly drones, they want you to answer.
well, it's a quite interesting survey. Where is that now, especially this day and time, where you're trying to stifle hobbyists, you're trying to stop people who fly for agencies from using their product that they've been using for years,
True.
and the people who fly commercially, you're also trying to stop them from using the product as well if you want certain jobs. You know, I hope that it doesn't spread too much to the utilities industry, even though certain states like Florida has stopped their people who fly in the utilities industries and stopping them from using the drones. Like the people who fly for I guess what is that Florida Power and Water or whatever it is they're using what, Percepto. So
Right.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff happening, and it's going to be an interesting survey this year. I,
It is
results.
because this they expect a lot of responses
Hmm.
from this.
You
They do
think?
expect a lot of responses. So
I do too,
and
because
huh?
the industry is changing rapidly, and it's not for the betterment. It's just changing. It's becoming more and more expensive to be able to operate.
This is
Don't
true.
get distracted by that.
No, they're not getting distracted. I'm not getting distracted. It's just funny.
Hmm.
I've been seeing this since I've been going to Florida to meetups. Dan walks in the room, the glass drops, the woman screams.
Oh, here we go. You got people screaming now.
I'm just saying. I love it. I love it. Gotta love it. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday night with those guys.
Ryan
Um,
disappeared because he has an internet outage, and he's
yes.
having some problems uh,
Oh, okay. And
in
well,
in
it's
Michigan.
it's it's okay. But getting back to this survey here,
Yo,
I put
Phil, what's
in there
good,
the
bro?
name. I put in there the name of the survey, so you wouldn't be you would know what to look for.
Oh, you gave them the link for the survey?
The global. I actually just put the name.
Mm.
Hold on. Full questionnaire. This is the link right here. I have it right here. Link tree. Copy. And I will be pasting it in the chat. So you guys want to fill out that survey. Hey, Philip, how are you, sir? Here's the link to that survey at
Oh,
linktree.com.
Also, there is a link if you guys are interested in that section 2209 NPRM. There's a link in the description for you to see
Yes, there
everything
is.
that's
So
going
if you
on.
guys please go check that stuff out, especially the survey. It's active. It's active. If you're in the United States or the UK, they have South American countries. You do have Canada, China, Japan, Korea.
It's in 8
They
languages.
Yes, it's in those languages as well. So
8
please go fill this out as soon as possible, and let's see where they're going. They did admit that it may have a lot to do with industry and where they're heading and where they'll be looking, but I think it'll make a difference.
Really?
Hearing from people in the industry from different parts of the world, yes, especially going through what we're going through.
What are we going through? I mean, we got stop and frisk when you want to fly here.
Yeah, I know, right? And we pull out a drone,
How much
SWAT
money you
van
got on you?
pull up,
Stop and frisk.
pull out a drone, SWAT van pulls up. Guys,
No,
get out.
just to fly is stop and frisk. They want to know how much money you got in your pocket.
Yeah, that's true. Because just to fly, they go tap tap.
You got $153. You can take off a couple of times for the day.
You ain't even got to pull your wallet out, Herman. They just take the box and tap it to your pocket and deduct their fee. And you know what's funny about it? People know that we have to pay a fee here, girl. Herman, Dan says you're killing him with those skits you be sending.
Oh, you know what? It's only going to get more heated as it gets closer to election time. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about, switch gears a little bit. And there was something that I wanted to bring to your attention because you mentioned it earlier. And China is testing scan and fly drone
Yes.
clearance in Shanghai and Saskatchewan. And as Beijing stays locked down, they're rolling out this WeChat fast track for low risk drone flights, which is something that we seeing that they're doing, like I said, in Shanghai and in Saskatchewan. I always have problems pronouncing that, but the thing is, it's very similar to like our land system, but a little bit more involved.
It's a little more detailed, a lot more
Because
detailed.
if you remember, we were talking, and a few other streams mentioned it afterwards, that China was locking down flights over cities.
Yes.
And there was a thing where people were either selling their drones, and then they were not allowing any more consumer drones to be sold.
In Beijing, yes.
Yeah, in Beijing, because they want to stop flights in the city due to security risk. And I think it's more so as an infrastructure security risk, not so much the fact that you're capturing and they're worried about whose hands the footage might fall into.
Right.
But even though they might say that, I think that this is maybe good and bad in a way, but at least they're fast tracking it for these cities where people now can fly because they have this. But there's a little bit more information involved other than your name and your address and phone number, email,
Yeah.
your Part 107 certificate if you have it. Like how we have to, like you, and saying this is the thing. Even when lands here, you don't even have to give them your certificate number to get approval.
Right.
So this is a little bit more involved, and I guess it's for like low risk flights in these cities because they had stopped drone flight over these cities in China for like almost going on a month now.
Okay.
At least now they have a fast track for you to be able to get to do it, even though you got to, give them your.
Well, you know why they're doing that,
your
right?
firstborn.
You know why they're doing that, right? The same reason they did it here in New York. They wanted to make sure they see everyone that's in the air. And
Right.
if you think it's busy here in the
Well,
United
they not
States,
so much that they want to see everyone that's in there because you can see that. They
hmm
want to know. That's why I said to you that United States officials are they're not happy with Lance. They don't like what it is. They need to know
right?
what you are doing.
Yep, yep.
And
And
that's
yeah,
what it all
while you're
comes
in the
down
air,
to. Like, why are
exactly
you
why.
here? Like, I know you're here, but why are you here?
Right, right.
And I think
And
that's
and
what,
and
what
the
it comes down
numbers, I was going to say, if you think the numbers are high in the United States,
to.
in over in China, can I give some numbers,
Sure,
Herman?
knock yourself
Yeah,
out. Because we don't
46%.
know here in the States.
You don't know how many drones there are. They say 33.2 million flights numbered below, all traced to the city briefing. A paper, 3.2 million people flying in a city, 800 companies, and 220,000. That's 46% of the drone community in Shanghai and this other city. People are doing a lot of flying
Yeah,
there.
pronounced it
They,
Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan, right? It says they have Shanghai alone counted 220,000 registered drone and 800 companies, and aircraft flew a combined number. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. A combined number of 3.2 million times across their city back and forth. Could you imagine 220,000 drones registered in the state of New York?
Man, our politicians would go nuts.
Go nuts. Everything in the air. They'd be selling tasers on the corner. You see one, shoot it down. You see a guy flying, tase him. 200, man, I couldn't even begin
You
to
gotta be
tell.
able to pronounce the Saskatchewan because they actually make a great chicken dinner, depending on where you get it
Okay, now China had, here's another stat. In
from.
2025, China had 3,287 million registered drones by the end of 2025, which was a 51% jump from the year before. Now, it's almost a 70% jump in comparison to 2025. That's how
Oh
many
wow!
people are buying drones. And this fly and register, what is it called? Oh,
Oh,
scan and fly.
scan and
The
fly.
scan
Yeah.
and fly thing is like Lance, except you need to know a little bit about flying. I have about half of that number of drones registered in New York, Rob says. There's a lot of drones, Rob, for sure. But all I can say is kudos to them because they finally have a system that they'll be able to say, hey, by telephone, not go there. They will be able to call you on your phone and tell you land your shit or you're going to get a fine. Could you imagine, Herman? You're flying and all of a sudden your phone start ringing, you answer the Bluetooth, and this is Homeland Security. You've flown outside of the restricted area that you said you were going to fly, and
You know,
if you don't land immediately, we're going to find you $10,000.
you know what's funny about that?
Could you imagine?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what's really funny about what you just said. And I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but when I do the Lance approvals for flights in recurring
You
places,
overlap the area.
huh?
You overlap the area.
I
I
keep
noticed.
making the area bigger and bigger and
I
bigger.
know, I know, I know. They haven't picked up on it, and I did notice that. I did notice because the ones I did earlier, when we started the site, were quite refined, and yours are like, but as the building gets
I'm on the
taller,
next block already.
right? But as the building gets taller, we have to move back further and further, so it makes sense.
I'm on the next block already.
But the things you have to do in order to freaking fly here in New York. We love it though. It's a pain in the ass because they ask us the same questions every time and they have our information. So when I
I
go to
don't
put my
care.
name,
I'm flying in
I just put
Manhattan,
the
bro.
first letter, right, Herman? I put L and Lawrence comes up.
I'm
Put H,
flying in
Herman comes
Manhattan. I don't care, man.
up. You still having fun?
I'm flying in Manhattan. I don't care.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We are having a ball because some people are like, you can't fly in Manhattan. I'm like, that's a
Yeah, you
lie.
can.
That's a lie. And you know what I sent them? I sent them the permit because after registering and doing all of that, they still can't fly unless they have the insurance, unless they have all of the other things. You got more stuff to talk about?
Oh yeah, a little bit more,
Okay.
a little bit more. I did want to mention this one because I saw this story and I had to mention it because I remember. I don't know. I want to say that as far as a drone uh, channel, I guess we could call it's a drone channel. Um, we first spoke about them here for the first time that I think that it was spoken about. And I don't think anybody really has spoken enough about them. But I'm kind of glad to see the direction that they're going in. But Matternet goes public with a $33 million reverse merger. So Matternet closed a $33 million private place and went public. I guess
Really?
that's what I'm saying. Through a reverse merger with the Shell company,
Okay.
Lost Alto. Venture, Corp. And now, this now renames them now Matternet Inc. So, I guess they're publicly trading now. And I tell you guys, this industry is only getting bigger, and when you see companies like this going public, it's important that you guys that are been on the ground floor of this should take advantage of it and grab up some of this stock while it's still reasonably priced.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
in the next few years, I see some of this skyrocketing. Let me give you a little history on Matternet. Matternet happens to be the first drone airline here in the United States
Yep.
to operate through a joint venture with UPS and Dr. Gwen over at Wake Med Hospital in was it North Carolina, right? Where they were doing blood samples and transporting from hospital to hospital. And now with this new funding and stuff that they've got now, they're looking to expand to their next generation platform where they want to expand their commercial operations in 3 different verticals, which happens to be food, retail, and healthcare, in which is what they started with.
Right.
So, they're responsible for over 60,000 commercial flights across the United States and Europe. So, Matternet's doing their thing, and
We started with them in the beginning, if you remember.
yeah.
When we
Dr.
started doing the
Gwen.
live stream, Matternet was the hot company.
Yeah,
Remember they were
they were
going
the
to
only
invent.
company.
They were. Remember Matternet was going to launch drones from the top of UPS trucks at one time.
Well, they thought to do something like that, but
Yeah,
now
yeah.
they have their own launch.
UPS chickened out.
They have. Well, it's a rules and regulations, but they have their own launch ports that they've created. This is where I guess the drone in a box idea came from, because they
Yeah.
have that shell that they open up and the drone comes out of it, and they were actually doing it with drone pilots flying this stuff manually. So I kind of take my hat off to them to see they're still around and they're expanding.
They're the
They're
OG
in
of the drone
food
game.
and retail, believe it or not.
You know that? They're the OGs of the drone game,
Yeah.
drone delivery game.
And now they're trading publicly. I might have to grab some of that.
Yeah. I may have to add some because My other drone stocks are sucking it right now.
Oh well, listen,
I'm holding on. I'm holding on.
listen. I'm hoping that
When it takes off,
well, no, I'm hoping that it gets to the point where some of these eVTOLs that they want to fly from airport to airport,
yeah.
that it gets to the point where little Jimmy's vomiting in the front seat. That means that we know we have arrived.
Yeah, I hear you. That makes plenty of sense. Definitely. What is this?
That was just
Okay.
one of the things I wanted to mention. With them, like I said, they're looking to expand their next generation of drone delivery platform
Right.
and expand their commercial operations. Like I said, they want to
And
expand
they mentioned how they want to
food,
improve distance
retail, and
and
yeah,
battery life and all
and
of these
further
things.
distance. We just did a story recently on how they've improved the batteries so they can go for further, for more distance.
Hmm.
So Matternet's improving. It's not
They've
just
been
from
around for a
hospital to
minute.
hospital anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, they've evolved.
We've been doing this what, 7, almost 8 years.
Yeah, 7, almost 8 years. Yep. And
So
Matternet has been a
Matternet's
little quiet as of late, but now they're trading publicly.
oh, they're
And
doing. They've been doing so because they've been
yeah,
earning. And they've been earning their money. They've been earning their keep. It was a great program that was spearheaded by, like I said, Dr. Gwen over at Wake Med Hospital, and he got this together with UPS and Matternet. Matternet happens to be the United States' first drone airline company.
hmm,
So, which is, like I said, I guess it's a good thing. They started with doing medical supplies, but well, not so much medical supplies. Like I said, blood samples and tissue samples,
uh-huh,
like that, and I guess transporting a finger in ice, or
yeah, or
some blood.
small parts, body parts. But the drone can hold up to 4.4 pounds. I mean, how much does a heart weigh,
Right.
or a
Well,
lung or a liver?
it depends on the size of the person.
True. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Like the liver of Andre the Giant, it would have never got off the ground. I get it. I do get it.
Well, a liver of many people might not get off. No,
This
I
is
don't want to
true.
make jokes on medical issue, but I'm glad to see that they're able to expand, and this is actually a thing, you know. And many of the things that we talk about here on the stream, a lot of people think that, oh, it's not fun, it's no fun because it's not about the drone that we can fly.
Right. It's
If
not
you're
about,
only
yeah.
if you're only worrying about you, then you're very limited in yourself, and that's your issue. But
I, I I would agree with that. I would definitely
you
agree
know,
with that.
as a drone as a whole, one of the things that had interested me the most was the things that what they were capable of doing.
Hmm.
You know, um, from as we call it mapping. Some people call it mapping, um,
Yeah.
and in the industry it's really called photogrammetry.
Hmm.
Um, from from that to being able to just, we saw some of the things that Zipline did over in Africa and in places like Nigeria and Rwanda, where they actually got started. And believe it or not, it's another American company which is from California.
Right, but they couldn't get their certifications and everything as fast as they got
Well,
over there.
because of
So it worked
regulatory
out.
standards. So, they actually were able to build their platform over there.
Right.
And some of the work that's being done with these drones, from vaccines to, like I said, blood tissues, blood supply, blood tissue, skin tissues, and stuff like that. That's what really interests me the most about the capability of the product, and not just so much being able to fly around the park and crash into a tree with obstacle avoidance, which is is in itself another story. But I just love drones, and I talk about anything that has to do with them, even in spite of the fact that things might be changing around us. You know, you got to accept the good with the bad and learn how to maneuver through it.
True.
I'll always say that a lot of the things that are happening to us, you know, we actually invited to ourselves. But that's another story, another stream. And I know guys don't like to hear it, but it is the truth.
Yeah.
Anything you
Pretty
want to
much.
say, Lawrence? Because we got another 5 minutes before we get out of here.
Not a whole lot,
Gotta be
except
something you want to say, because there's a whole lot we said tonight about the things that drones are doing and the
well,
things.
I want you guys to go to this link and go to Drone II and fill out this survey. That's what I want you to do.
Yeah, you put
Okay.
the link in the description. You put the
I'm
link in
putting
in the chat.
I put it in the chat earlier. I'm putting it in again. You click on the link. I'm going to actually show you guys the process really quick. It's very simple. I have it loaded, so immediately after the stream, I will be doing it. They have it in different languages around the world. They were nice enough to include the United States. If you click on this, it should show. Do you still see this, Herman?
Yeah.
It
It's
says,
full
dear
screen.
participant, after 9 years, just go through. It should only take about 8 to 15 minutes. And they have a chance of, they're giving out 5 $100 Amazon vouchers. Who knows? Throw your hat in the ring. I'm ready to click OK and get started on it, but I'm waiting for the stream to start
You want a voucher?
listen, get something for free. Amazon for get $100 from Amazon. I could get another stack to put in a bird.
Okay.
I mean, they're only giving out 5, but the more people, but actually the less don't fill it out. The less people, the higher my odds.
The
I'm
better
ready
your
for it,
chances.
right? Gator Drone. I hope if you Gator Drone. I hope we he said he enjoyed the stream. Well, thank you very much. But I hope to see you next weekend with 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time
No,
or
we'll
New
be
York
here.
City time. TRC opinion. That's a sad card. TRC opinion. Thank you also. You guys, we see you next week. We will definitely turn you blue. Uh, we usually like to do it in groups, so we look forward to seeing you guys next week. And
What you say?
y'all have a good show.
Next
Huh?
week, right after roll call, is Blue Wrench on Wednesday.
Yes, Blue Wrench Wednesday. So make sure you're here early. We will give out blue wrenches 10 minutes after the show starts, but try to get here a little early. And that's about it, Herman. That's all I got to say.
That's it. Wow, that was a whole
Oh,
lot.
that's Tanya. Oh, shoot.
Oh, wait.
TRC. Tanya, that's Tanya from Philly. Hey, Tanya.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You have so many aliases on social media. I don't
Hiding,
know. Popular person.
hiding, and
We
all
love
that
you,
stuff
Tanya.
like that. I don't know. Is it she just saying it's Tanya, or is it, is it
I
really?
don't know. No, it's Tanya. It is her.
No, but
Anything you want to say, Herman, till we get out of
yeah,
here?
I just want to say, guys, no, seriously, check out the survey. Also, the 2209 NPRM. Make sure you guys go and leave your comments. Make sure you speak to the fact of preemption and cleaning up the patchwork of different states and cities that have come up with their own rules and regulations. Tell the FAA we need to get one set of rules. You know, if you find a way to slide that in your comments, we need one set of rules across the country so
Yes.
that we're
Yeah.
not maneuvering through a roller coaster of rules. We don't know what it is in this state or what it is in that state or what it is in this city from the same state. It's getting monotonous and it's silly now. So we need to clean this up so we know what the hell we're actually doing as pilots out there operating. You know, that's just basically it, really. And I always say this: stay informed, because an informed pilot is an educated pilot. An educated pilot is the only pilot that can protect himself and protect his hobby. So protect
Yeah.
yourself and protect your hobby, guys. And with that being said,
And we'll see you next time
with
those guys. Good night, everyone.